So, what if I told you that an ancient Buddhist text holds a surprisingly practical framework for building resilience? Right here, right now. We're about to dive into a timeless toolkit for inner strength that, honestly, feels more relevant today than ever before.
We all feel this, don't we? The world is always changing. Life throws curveballs, and sometimes we're left wrestling with these huge questions. And it all boils down to this one central problem. In a world that feels so unstable, how in the world do we build an inner strength that doesn't just crumble under pressure?
Well, it turns out we're not the first to ask this. People were grappling with this exact same thing thousands of years ago. Our guide for today comes from a text called the Maharatnakutta Sutra. And it all starts with a question from a young maiden named Jingjin, whose name, by the way, means pure faith. She wanted to know how to develop the strength of a bodhisattva, which is basically an enlightened person who's dedicated to helping everyone else. And her question, it gets right to the heart of it all.
Here it is. She asks, how can one obtain firm strength to be at peace in life and death and subdue the demonic hosts? Now, demonic hosts probably doesn't mean what you think. It's not about external monsters. It's a way of talking about our own inner demons, the negative thoughts, the self-doubt, the habits that hold us back. She's asking about facing the ultimate challenges, and that's the core question we're going to unpack.
So what was the Buddha's answer? Well, he didn't just offer some vague feel-good advice. Nope. He laid out a complete, actionable framework, a whole toolkit, really, for developing that exact kind of unshakable strength. And he called it the 8 Powers.
And here they are, the whole shebang. We've got aspiration power, superior understanding, application, pure faith, bodhicitta, great compassion, great pity, and the power of good friends. Think of this as our roadmap for the rest of this explainer. Now, this isn't just some random checklist. Let's start with the 2 powers that are the absolute foundation for everything else.
All right, let's dive into the engine room of this whole system. The Buddha starts with aspiration and faith, because they're not just items on a list. They are the core forces that power up all the others. They're the why and the how for this entire journey.
First up, we have aspiration power. And what's really interesting is where the text says it comes from being free from flattery and deceit. This isn't just about being honest with other people. It's about a kind of radical, intense honesty with yourself. It's the power you get from a motivation that is pure, sincere, and totally unclouded by ego. To put it another way, this power is your North Star. It's that clear, unwavering purpose that guides everything you do. When your motivation is truly your own, and you're being completely honest about what it is, it gives you a direction that's incredibly hard to shake. Next up is pure faith power. The text says this comes from a deep belief in the law of cause and effect. Now, this is so important. This isn't about blind belief in something you can't prove. It's about a profound trust that your actions have consequences, that what you do actually matters. It's a deep-down conviction that the path you're on leads somewhere real.
And this is where it all clicks together so beautifully. If your aspiration is the North Star, your ultimate destination, then pure faith is your compass. It's the tool that gives you the confidence to take each step, trusting that your efforts are meaningful and are actually taking you in the right direction.
Okay, so we've got our North Star and our compass, but how do we actually, walk the path? That's where the other 6 powers come in. They're the practical, hands-on tools that turn our core motivation into real, tangible action. So these remaining 6 powers kind of fall into 2 groups. First, there's wisdom and action. Superior understanding is having the clarity to see what's harmful and just stop doing it. Application is the flip side. It's the discipline to actively do what's good, day in and day out. And bodhicitta is about aiming high, wanting the best possible outcome, not just for you, but for everyone. Then you have compassion and support. Great compassion is this really powerful commitment to cause no harm. Great pity is maybe better translated as deep empathy. It's the strength to go through hard times without letting it make you bitter. And last but definitely not least, the power of good friends, your community, the people who keep you honest and keep you on track.
So when you put all 8 of these powers together, you get a complete system. Let's bring it all back home to Jingshin's original question. How does all this help us find that firm strength to face life and death?
And the sutra gives us this powerful answer. It says that by developing these powers, a person becomes firm and courageous in life and death without attachment. Now, that doesn't mean you become some kind of robot who doesn't feel anything. It means you develop a strength so deep that you're no longer controlled or pushed around by life's challenges.
At the end of the day, this is the big takeaway.
This whole framework is about building a kind of spiritual and mental resilience that allows you to move through all of life's ups and downs, even the biggest ones, with courage. You can keep moving forward without getting stuck and without getting totally exhausted by the struggle. It's a blueprint for advancing bravely. So, as we wrap up, I just want to leave you with this to think about. Looking at this amazing ancient toolkit for inner strength, from that radical self-honesty of aspiration to the vital support of good friends, which one of these 8 powers feels like the one you need most in your life right now?